Other interesting political news, you have Biden housing plan to give people $400 of taxpayer money for their mortgage and is subsequently roasted on social media. Now, this is coming straight from the horse's mouth, or donkey's mouth, because I guess he's Democrat, but nevertheless, which again, talk about boring, talk about bad marketing. Republicans are, I mean, they're elephants, then right, and then you have Biden, you have the whole Democrats are donkeys. Who's in charge of marketing? But nevertheless, this is straight from his X Twitter profile. So realistically, it's probably tweeted by Korean John Pierre. But nevertheless, Biden allegedly says my housing plan would provide a tax credit that would give Americans $400 a month to put towards their mortgage when they buy their first home or trade up for a little more space. That's breathing room, unquote. Getting 5.4 million views, but only 16,000 likes, which, again, redistribution of wealth is morally vacuous, disgusting, and evil, but also doesn't do much for them when the inflation is at 42-year high thanks to your ineptitudes. And again, Republicans also spent a lot of money and helped contribute to the inflation. It's not just a one-party issue. They both do it, some more than others. And yet, $400 is basically nothing these days. Like, don't get me wrong, to me, that's a lot, but in the grand scheme of things, thanks to inflation, it's not as much as it used to be. And it's also, you're giving taxpayer money towards something that you shouldn't. When, again, that's not really the job of the government if you read anything by the Founding Fathers. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe everyone in the comments is going to thank Joe because, again, this is, I don't want to say bribery, but buying votes. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, it is. Because, again, you're saying, hey, if you buy a house, you vote for me. I have this plan right now. It'll probably get approved. Maybe vote for me and maybe we'll get this plan off the ground. It's not really in the Constitution how, the government's allowed to do this, but we're going to do it anyway. That's what we do. Ironically, they said Trump was going to break the Constitution in every which way. But nevertheless, one of the first comments comes from Paul Zupa saying, quote, $400 a month isn't breathing room when mortgages have doubled under Biden, especially when everything else is okay, average 20% more expensive. Bidenomics has made Americans more poor. That got 1,000 likes, which, yeah, interest rates, and again, because Democrats and Republicans spent more money than they ever had before, they had to ramp up interest rates to try to tap down on the inflation that they themselves had caused. Rich Mooney says, quote, the wokesters tell us Biden is sharp as ever. That sounds delusional at a minimum. They also speak in euphemisms using words like healthcare and migrant. Modern liberalism is a mental disorder. Unquote, getting 51 likes. See here? Rich Mooney says the libs claim that when Joe Biden slurs his words, people are mocking his lifelong stutter. No, Joe was regarded as quite the speaker back in the day. He has a childhood stutter, but now it's dementia, unquote, getting 21 likes. Actually, how long is this video? Oh, 12-minute long? I don't think anyone wants to hear him speak for that long. But just look on X, look at YouTube, X, Twitter. There are old videos of Biden speaking quite articulately and quite passionately throughout his career. Let's see. Sassafras says, have you seen the high interest rates are? No one can afford homes in America now. Bidenomics doesn't work. And so a picture says, call me crazy, but if Trump handed billions of dollars, billions of taxpayer dollars to a country that has paid his family millions in illegal cash, I bet the media would be covering the story much differently. I'm getting 2.2 thousand likes, and is a reference to the whole Ukraine debacle, which, in terms of ROI, Ukraine is knocking out of the park. Again, they paid Hunter Biden, the famous crackhead, I think it's $75,000 a month to be on the board of directors for Burisma, which is an energy company, which I guess crackheads are full of energy. They're very energetic. Maybe that was their logical reasoning. Obviously, I'm joking. But they gave Hunter Biden about $75,000 a month to be on the board of directors and do basically nothing. And now we've given them about $200 billion. Again, that's the best return on investment I can conceivably think of the past 100 years. Let me know in the comments if you heard of it. One better than that. I'll invest in whatever stock you're, whatever kind of business model that is, as long as it's legal. Going down, you have May saying, quote, remember a few years ago when people could buy a house without the government's help? That'd be awesome. Getting 3.7 thousand likes. Myra Flores Vallejo says, voting you out in November will give us a lot more breathing room, getting 4.4 thousand likes, which, again, there are millions of people who voted and like Biden. I haven't seen them in the comments yet, though. Maybe they're just busy doing other things. Tim Young says, Biden has completely destroyed the economy and makes it uncomfortable for many people to live, but now wants to give a tax credit for people who are doing okay, but doing okay enough to buy a house, getting 1.3 thousand likes. Pisma says, lies and bribes. Facts. Hey, Biden, do the math. It takes an income of $121K to qualify for a 400K house today. That's $54K more than 4 years ago. That higher qualification gets you the privilege of paying $7 a month more in mortgage payments. And it's a little infographic on interest rates. And in 1975, the interest rate was 7.19%. Or sorry, this is mortgage rates. 1980 is 14.42%. 1985 is 13%. 1990 is 10%. 1995 was 8.79%. 2000 was 8%. 2005 was 5.77%. 2010 is 5%. 2015 is 3.72%. 2020 is 2.77%. And February 22nd, 2024 is 6.875%. I got 635 likes. Dixon Hammer says, thanks to Biden inflation, $400 is almost meaningless, getting 413 likes. And you see Gentry Gever says, not enough palate. It's a picture of Trump and Biden. Average mortgage rate when Trump was in office was 2.7%, with a monthly payment on a $300K home being $1,420. Average mortgage rate under Biden is 7.22%, with a monthly payment of a $350,000 home at $2,308, which is quite soul crushing for someone who is, pinching pennies and trying to buy a house someday. I'm still renting. That'd be one of the dreams I have, is to own a house and maybe even a ranch before I die. I would just say, I don't say the outlook is not good, but not great with these interest rates. I'll tell you that much. Let's see. Planet Meme says, this you? And A+, they finally responded in meme form. It's usually a 50-50 shot with Planet Meme, sometimes responding in word form. It's a picture of Biden looking confused and pointing at a wallet. And it says, no money in your wallet. And Biden says, I did that. Getting 196 likes. Also appropriate because there's recently tax season, and Republicans and Democrats both have created policies to take more and more money from us, thanks to the good old federal income tax. Well, there's a myriad of taxes. How much time we have? Let's be honest. We could talk about that for eons. Axiomic Enemy of the State says, y'all learned absolutely nothing from the 08 housing crisis. It got 637 likes. Planet Memes, again, A+, they did respond in meme form. It says, remember this when voting. It says, all voting stations should be held at gas stations. And it's Biden where gas was $3.99 a gallon, and Trump when it was $1.99 per gallon, getting 865 likes. Oh, I was going to say I might limit Planet of Memes. They're getting a lot of attention today. Planet Memes says, if we didn't have you in office, none of your garbage ideas would be necessary. And it's a picture of Biden and his this is fine meme where you have the dog in a burning coffee room, I guess. And Biden says, this is fine. You got inflation, immigration crisis, campus riots, wars. They got 538 likes. See here. DK says, nice try. There aren't many first-time homebuyers now. The policies that you've enacted are basically eliminating the American dream from owning a home for them. Unquote, getting 288 likes, which I couldn't buy a couch. I couldn't buy a couch today. I could buy a swinging couch. I'm not going to lie. I mean, you can get one for a couple $100 on Facebook Marketplace. But what I meant to say was, yeah, I could conceivably afford to buy a house if I didn't lose 30 to 40% of my income every year to the IRS for them to do what for me. I don't even know these days on a federal level in terms of benefits, but I partially digress. Let's see. Josh Young says, sounds inflationary, getting 426 likes, which, yes. Hay says, this will just increase the cost of housing, getting 704 likes. Magoo says, UBI is basically here. The currency is worthless, getting 125 likes. Again, I'm trying to find, Not Dumb Blonde says, reported for disinformation, getting 299 likes. Again, I'm trying to find, there's got to be some contrarian statements here. Because again, there are millions of people who love Biden. He's done a couple positive things, some might argue, for the country. And yet, I'm not seeing these people in the comment section. Again, there are people who believe that there should be a base level where the government just gives you money for breathing and existing and steal more money from people who are productive and, do things. And I'm scrolling for quite a bit, and I'm not cherry picking. I read you the top comments as they appeared, and it was by popularity. So, comments with the top likes are all the top. We scrolled for quite a while, and still I'm doing a little bit more last minute scrolling right here. And shoot, I'm not seeing a single positive comment. Now, again, in terms of moves on the political chessboard, free money and free crap will fool weak-minded people to think it's a good thing. It's not if you just read any book on economics or, having moral values. You shouldn't be wanting free stuff or doing nothing. Yeah, it's never a good thing. But again, those people will vote for him because, again, he keeps forgiving student loans. And when I say forgiving, I mean using taxpayer dollars to pay for, inept student loans. Where, what was it, last week he paid $6.1 billion of art loans, just paid them off, even though that was a terrible snap. Let me reattempt that. Paid them off, even though the federal government said, the Supreme Court actually said it's illegal. That did it anyway. So, this is in line with what Biden campaign is all about. It makes sense from a political perspective. He's buying votes. From that perspective, it's a good move on the political chessboard. People will vote for Biden because of this soon-to-be possible policy. Again, this is his plan. I'm not sure if he's going to try to do it through maybe an executive order, tries to put it through the House of Representatives and Senate, or just an official bill. Again, there are people who will vote for him because of this policy. Now, the question at the end of the day, how many people will this attract or detract? Will he lose more votes because of this policy than he will gain? Again, I suspect as so many Americans are struggling to make ends meet, there are some who just are desperate for free money. Maybe they'll vote for him because of this. Again, I'm not sure who's in a position to buy a house these days. I mean, you have to be doing pretty darn good, to say the least. But I understand the move on political chessboard that he's making. I suspect overall, high level, this will probably alienate more people than it will gain in terms of having him increase his number of votes for his campaign. Though, let me know in the comments, do you think this will, at the end of the day, actually net him more votes than lose votes? As always, I'd be fascinated to hear what you have to say. Thank you, everyone, for taking the time to tune in. Again, trying to get to 4,000 subscribers by the end of the month. So if you could click that button, I'd greatly appreciate it. Also, leaving a thumbs up, thumbs down, or comment is a great way you can give me some additional feedback, letting me know how I can make the show better and better. Lastly, don't forget to take time to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, tell anyone and everyone. Just stay safe, fight the good fight.